We begin tonight with harrowing new details about what those 4 U.S. Special Ops soldiers encountered during that deadly ambush in Niger. They were part of a larger team, and tonight we've learned they were on their way back to base when they were given a second mission to find a well-known al-Qaeda and ISIS operative. Those 4 American soldiers did not survive the attack, and tonight we still do not know whether they had body armor. What we do know is when the call for help was made and how long it took. In a rare moment today, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, General Joseph Dunford, coming before the cameras after the president today would not answer questions sent his way. ABC's Mary Bruce leading us off.
At the Pentagon late today, the Joint Chiefs of Staff offered the first official account of that deadly ambush in Niger, saying the intelligence they had did not indicate a significant threat.
The assessment by our leaders on the ground at that time was that contact with the enemy was unlikely.
But tonight, ABC News is learning much more about what really happened in the ambush that killed 4 American Special Ops soldiers and what their mission really was. It was October 3rd when 12 U.S. soldiers and 30 Nigerians set out on a reconnaissance mission to a remote village. But a senior intelligence official tells ABC News they were given a second mission, their new goal to kill or capture a high-value target. They were supposed to be joined by a second U.S. team that never made it, but they were told to proceed on their own. The official tells us that mission was unsuccessful, but exposed the Americans to the enemy. The next morning, the Americans are heading home when they sense something is off. A village elder is trying to stall them. Suddenly, 50 militants are upon them, armed with rocket-propelled grenades and heavy machine guns, a sophisticated attack. According to the Pentagon's account, 1 hour into the firefight, the Americans called for help.
My judgment would be that unit thought they could handle the situation without additional support.
A U.S. drone arrives within minutes, unarmed but able to provide video of the ambush. 30 minutes later, French military aircraft mobilized to help. 2 hours into the attack, those French planes arrive on the scene to provide cover. As night falls, 2 wounded U.S. troops are evacuated. So are the bodies of the 3 U.S. soldiers killed in action. But Sergeant LaDavid Johnson is still missing. His body would not be recovered for another 48 hours.
From the time the firefight was initiated until Sergeant Johnson's body was recovered, French, Nigerian, or U.S. forces remained in that area.
Congress wants answers, but some top lawmakers admit they didn't know U.S. troops were there.
I didn't know there was 1,000 troops in Niger.
The president has been taking credit for victories against ISIS.
I totally changed the attitudes of the military, and they have done a fantastic job. Yeah, ISIS is now giving up. They're giving up. They're raising their hands. They're walking off. Nobody's ever seen that before.
Why didn't that happen before?
Because you didn't have Trump as your president.
But the Pentagon today made clear who is responsible for the deaths of these 4 Americans.
So our initial assessment is these are local tribal fighters that are associated with ISIS.
And Mary Bruce joins us live tonight from the Pentagon. And Mary, we know the chairman of the Joint Chiefs said today that they believed contact with the enemy was not likely. But Mary, we're learning from a senior intelligence official this was going to be a very high-stakes mission, that this team was on its way back to base and was told to turn around and was given a second mission to kill or capture a high-value individual.
Yes, and David, a senior official tells us that that high-value target was a known senior al-Qaeda or ISIS operative, and that they were told, quote, they had high confidence they knew where he was.
And Mary, one more question on this tonight. According to an American survivor of this attack in Niger, he's now described what Sergeant LaDavid Johnson did in those hours, calling him a war hero who gave everything he had in this fight.
Yes, and David, in fact, the survivor tells ABC News Sergeant LaDavid Johnson gave everything he had during this ambush, saying he died fighting for his brothers.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.